Yes, at the beginning of the show, you really talked about boys. I'm a man, and I would like to ask you, what are those things you really see boys suffer from, most especially here at campus?
Things I see boys suffer from. One, I'm going to start with what I believe is the cause of these things. Ladies and gentlemen, toxic masculinity needs to stop.
What is toxic masculinity?
Toxic masculinity needs to stop because the root of toxic masculinity is putting obligations on this one individual of be a man, men don't cry, men have to do this, men have to do this, men have to do this. You are overwhelming people because now imagine.
That's right.
Putting it in a kid's mind, men have to provide, men have to provide. Because again, the intersection with all that is that as a human being, like yes, yeah, they're going to maybe grow up, work, make money, have responsibilities where they're going to provide for their wife. Or the things could be different. They could grow up and they find this woman who's empowered, and maybe now there is a slight imbalance and the woman is richer than the man, and now the woman being richer, it messes with the man's ego that was told men have to provide. And then already in that scenario alone you find violence because he has to find a way in his own way to humble down. So I think toxic masculinity needs to stop. The whole putting of obligation on a 3-year-old boy, because these things start so early. So before you know,
tell you that you're a man.
You must do this, you must do this, you must do this. These are also human beings, for goodness sake. Although when it comes to campus, the problems are many. One also, I think, starting with the obvious problem, relationships take a toll. Everyone, boys too. And now boys also, because girls also have expectations, but now also boys sometimes suffer crazy expectations from home. And some people now end up having to compare themselves, because now we are in very many different, all of us feel differently in life. So we'll see your friend today, they have a car, they have this, and you're like, what exactly am I doing?
Am I serious with that?
And then you'll find people getting dangerous deeds to fix the financial bad, then they end up in bad places because now they're like, oh, I need money, oh, I need this. But I think financial pressure hits differently for everyone. You're like, oh, I need to do this, I need to do this, I need to do this, that kind of thing.
Okay. So, as feeder, you see, there is also, I've loved the fact that you've talked about that balance between men and women. I want you to talk about feeder briefly. What you guys do. Do you really help people to? Are you people that people can run to for such issues like gender-based violence and depression, things like that? And if that's right, how should they approach?
Now, FIDA Uganda, speaking of the bigger organization in which we are under, FIDA Uganda is an organization, like I already said, women lawyers that come together to enhance justice. Now, whereas we know, okay, it's already in the name of the organization, women lawyers, but FIDA still upholds gender equality, because personally I believe the gender scale has to balance for us to achieve our goals. You can't empower a woman continually and maybe now leave the man behind, because now you're setting up a very unempowered man or a very empowered woman, and then there is a crash already. So FIDA Uganda believes in gender equality. First of all, that's like a very, very important thing. And then gender equality, justice, and fairness, equality for all. That kind of thing. And the work of FIDA has spread all over the country. Now, for instance, in December, they held a community outreach for support of gender-based violence, people that suffer gender-based violence. We went to Nakawa Market, educated people, and after educating people, you give them ways they can access the various avenues of help. Say could be court, could be arbitration, could be financial support, because now finances is also a very, very big aspect of everyone's life and the different things that come around it. So women have been empowered all over the country. They've been taught how to make soap, how to make a lot of things, and I feel financial empowerment in itself gives someone the liberty to choose for themselves. Like, I'll not stay with an abusive man because he's providing for me. Because now I can at least try and provide for myself. Because financial empowerment is lucky a long go. It's a long term kind of thing, but it serves a good purpose. So I hope I've answered your question.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. I just wanted also to briefly tell me, like, how can people access you?
Access to me or to you?
Yes, you people.
Okay, us. Now, one, we are available online all over social media. There are toll-free numbers. Don't know, you didn't tell me to bring the toll-free number.
Toll-free numbers, it's okay. But okay, what I wanted, I've done this episode. If there is a student, maybe a young man, that really wants to get you easily, for example, he has their problem, you want to share it with you. So easily. Not toll-free numbers can be toll-free numbers also. How can you okay, what do you have to say?
What do I have to say?
Because you see, Madam President, here we need to help people. Of course, we've talked about people suffering, and then they need people to really open to. You understand? So my question is, if someone is looking, for example, hope. Okay, there is a counseling unit in Makerere University, I know. But then if really someone, wants to reach out, maybe to feed them, they have I've had some people have issues with sexual violence. Yeah, so how do they approach you?
Alright, maybe you will tag my number.
I'll tag
You will
it.
tag my number. Because, you will tag my number.
Tag your number, you'll be a four. Yes, you've had. Now, I wanted to really, you've tackled that issue of legal assistance, of where people, for example, they have, they want to report a case. Yes, now I want us to go a little bit on the laws. Yes, being lawyers. I know that is the best for you now, right?
Maybe I'm actually interestingly all around.
Good. Okay, what are those laws that are really there? But if somebody needs to know, because you see, people who don't know, there are people who don't know that actually there are laws that can be helped, that can be used to help them. Yeah, what of more so about gender-based violence? What are those laws that you can talk about that really people can talk about that can help people?
A lot of laws, starting with the constitution, with respect to right to life.
Right to life.
Clearly, everyone's life needs to be respected, and not just to the bare minimum of them existing, but to something sustainable and reasonable, like for you to live and to be a little happy. All those kinds of laws, because if we go into the laws, they are very
there are very many.
However, I'm not
just
saying
get a little of a
the
few.
law does not work. My point that I'm trying to say here is some of these things are social realities and community problems.
Okay.
Up until now, if the law used to work, we wouldn't be where we are. Now, for instance, you can
right, some issues
are social realities. Now, say rape, defilement. Do you know how hard it is to prove a rape case in court? It is so bad, and
it's really hard.
It is so hard. And so if
they told me, I remember, it's one of the ingredients of, is it rape, that they have to prove that medical. Up to now, I don't understand how.
Medical proof of penetration, because they'll say, "Oh,
how does it work?
Were you penetrated?"
How
They'll check whether you had maybe sperm in your system. And what happens is that sometimes some people will go and report, but you after the event you showered.
Yes.
And you have no more proof.
That is why I say.
And you're living with trauma just because you took a shower. So what I can say is that girls out there, because now boys are also really, really affected with rape, but let's first focus on the girl child for today. Girls out there, it's really, really hard, and I sympathize with you for what you went through. But if you're ever abused sexually, please just try to compose yourself and match the police station as you are. Because you need the medical evidence, because the problem with this is that it's a crime committed between two people. So it's witness as against victim, and for the longest time, the perpetrator has been protected way too much. as against the victim because of very unrealistic evidential burdens. So when that kind of thing happens to you, walk to that police station, even if you're crying, just get your friend to walk with you, go report the case in real time, and if you please follow through, because again some people lose it because against like very long due process, so people end up giving up.
There's a lot of traffic there.
And I also had a friend that was advising, because it's a very tricky solution to the problem, but most times just these things happen behind closed doors, because one person can say, but if it's behind a closed door and then you got your phone and started to record and you're like now participating in it. But remember, say you're behind a closed door and now this person is approaching you, they're using a lot of force. If in that moment you have the strength in you to like maybe get your phone, start recording an audio, like I know because it works, it can work or not work. Because I'll be like, now you recorded, weren't you like enjoying whatever was going on? But at least you're trying to get evidence that can be used to help you, because it's really hard. I hate that it's so hard to prove most of these things, because people are living with trauma, perpetrators are walking free, they are continuing to do these things because nothing is really helping. So
it's really issue of court, or you see, anyway.
I don't think it's an issue because
it's more than court.
It's more than court, because now with court you're stating facts, you're giving evidence that's going to be weighed as against you.
And sometimes the evidence
it's subject to a lot of things, the bias of the judge and a lot of things. So
sometimes it's hard to prove it.
So let's try and help ourselves, because the law can help to an extent, but we also have to try and step in.
Very right. Thank you very much. That was really beautiful. I wanted to ask you, I think lastly, as we summarize this whole thing, if you had the power to change one thing in Makerere University about gender-based violence, what would that be?
Oba fembi twandifunye ku kyokulya kufunire ki?
Okay, nange era mbadde siri bulungi. Nze nfunira ettooke ettono, ejjuuni, endaggu, ekinyeebwa ekikwafu obulungi eky'oluwombo eky'ekyennyanja ku bbali onsuulireko ensugga. Bwe simanyi by'onaayagala, simanyi by'onoolya, kubanga emmere eyo engeri gye ntambula ennyo Canada, New Jersey, sijja kumenyera.